Hi, welcome to Not Another Cat Video Part 1. I'm Dr. Sonaleena Hargrove. My nickname, of course, is Dr. Sonaleena, but my favorite nickname is actually Dr. Sunshine. I love when kids call me Dr. Sunshine. So this isn't your typical cat video. You're about to find out why. But before I tell you how this isn't your typical cat video, please feel free to subscribe to my channel on YouTube and follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. I've included my information down in the bio for the video. So this is different from other cat videos in that this cat video is going to help your child become a stronger reader. And of course, who wouldn't be happy about their children being stronger readers? So how is this different from other cat videos? Well, cat in this video actually stands for C, clarifying words and sentences, A, asking questions, and then T, telling someone about the text that your kids read. And so your children can use the acronym CAT to help them clarify words and sentences that they don't know, that they come across in their reading. A, ask questions about the text that they're reading and be able to answer them. And then T, telling someone about the text that they've read. But let's say you're in a hurry right now and you don't have time to watch the entire cat video. Well, you're in luck because I've included the resources for how to use this cat strategy down below in the bio. So let's dig into what the C stands for in CAT, which is clarifying words and sentences. Now, oftentimes our kids, even as teenagers, even as college students, and even us as adults, we come across words or sentences that we're not quite sure what the meaning of these words and sentences are. We're not quite sure what the author is trying to convey. It leaves us going, what does that mean? So let's talk about some ways that we can help our kids clarify sentences first that they might come across that they don't quite understand what the sentences mean. So the first thing to do is to have them reread the sentence before the wacky sentence, read the sentence itself that they do not know what the meaning of is, and then read the sentence right after it. And that does a number of things. One thing that it does, it provides context for what the author is trying to say to the reader. Another thing it does is it allows them to look at the sentences around the soon-to-be clarified sentence and provides them with clues that might help them figure out what the author is trying to convey in the wacky sentence. And then, of course, it also gives them an opportunity to access their prior knowledge from other sentences that might have been written in a similar style or fashion from that they've come across in the past to help them figure out what that author at the time might be saying as well. Another way to clarify words is to reread the sentence that the word is in to look for clues about the word's meaning. So not necessarily all of the sentences around it, but just the sentence itself. And sometimes that provides enough context. And then once they have an idea of what that word might mean, have them replace it with a word that is more like a synonym, a word that kind of would mean the same thing as that word. And so once they do that, have them reread the sentence and see if it still makes sense. Another way to clarify words is to use clues now from the surrounding words and sentences. So not just the words in the sentence, but the words in the sentences before it, the words in the sentences after it, to help them identify what the word means. And if we're still stumped, of course, our generation, we used the dictionary. And of course, our kids, they're so driven by technology, they know to use Google. And some of us prefer using Google just because it's faster than looking up words in the dictionary. But believe it or not, there actually is a more effective way to clarify words that our kids come across. And this would be a super helpful tool to them because what we've learned is that learning about morphemes actually is a huge indicator of reading comprehension success. And you probably might not have heard what morphemes are because, well, believe it or not, when we went through school, our teachers didn't know everything. And there's a lot more that we've learned about reading comprehension and reading success that is still kind of new, or not often practiced, which is why I'm here. So morphemes are actually the smallest units of meaning in a language. And we know, if you learn nothing else from this video, just know this, that your child's level of morphological understanding will lead to their reading success. So again, what are morphemes? They are the smallest units of meaning in a language. So if we think about math fractions and we want to reduce fractions to their most reduced form, let's say we have 5 over 10 and we want to reduce that, and it turns into a 1/2, and we're not going to reduce it any more than that 1/2. That's sort of like what morphemes are, but with words. You take a word and you segment it into each meaningful part. So if we take the word unspeakable in our example and we clap it out, even though it only has it, well, actually, let's just clap it out. Unspeakable. Okay, so that's 4 syllables. But if you look at the word, it only has 3 morphemes: un, speak, and able. So we took the word unspeakable and we cut it into smaller fragments, but each fragment, rather than being a syllable, is actually a section of the word that has a meaning. And so if you take the prefix bi, as in bicycle, we know that it means 2. If you take the suffix er, it means one who, like a teacher is one who teaches, or a toaster is something that toasts. And so we look closely at word parts that have meaning, and the more word parts that your kids know before they come across unfamiliar words, the more successful they will be at trying to clarify what those unfamiliar words actually mean. And so again, like in the example unspeakable, we've got 3 morphemes, and a morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning in a language. And so if this is brand new to you, and even though morphemes have been around forever, and you're not quite sure what all the morphemes are, and you don't know, you just feel like there's a lot of questions, you can go here. I put this in the link down below. And so this is a master list of prefixes, suffixes, and root words that was compiled by the Florida Department of Education. It's super helpful. I run to it all the time whenever I'm working with teachers and parents and kids, because I want them to be successful as readers. And so I go there all the time. So feel free to use that. It is free. The next thing that kids do in the CAT strategy to become stronger readers is they ask questions. And so the questions that they ask are who, what, when, where, how questions, comparing questions, relating one topic to another topic types of questions. And there's a CAT tool that I've also listed down below in the bio that you can use to familiarize yourself with how to use questions with your kids when they're learning to read, or when they are reading at home, but they might be struggling with the comprehension piece of it. So the last step in the CAT strategy is to summarize the text by telling about the text. Now, when I work with kids and I have them summarize the text, or use the T, which is to tell, I have them first tell about each section in 10 words or less. So section 1, 10 words or less. Section 2, tell me about it in 10 words or less. Section 3, tell me about it in 10 words or less. And then once they've gone through the entire text, then I have them go ahead and tell me what the whole text says in 10 words or less. And this does a couple things. One, when they go about and they're telling me specifically about each section of text using 10 words or less, that's actually giving them an opportunity to just hone in on the most important details that the author is conveying within that section of text. And then when I have them go back, because you're probably wondering, okay, well, if they do that and they get so detailed, do they have to go and do it again, but for the entire passage? And the answer is yes, because what that does, or here's a reason for why I like it, it gives kids an opportunity to summarize what the big idea or the large critical thought that the author is conveying is about that text. And so 10 is the magic number. And so again, the CAT strategy stands for C, which means clarifying, the A for asking questions, and the T stands for telling about the text in 10 words or less. Now, there is a tool for using the CAT strategy, and that is down below. It's listed in the information or the bio for the video. I have it on a site where you can download it for free. You do have to go to this site to get it. It's Teachers Pay Teachers, but once you get there, I promise it's free. And I do have it uploaded and included the links down below for it in English and then also in Spanish for our Spanish-speaking friends. And even though your child might speak a different language at home, we do encourage them to do a lot of critical thinking and reading in English, and we encourage you to support them in doing the same because we do know that English is a very strong economic language. We do live in the United States of America, and it's really critical that we have a mainstream language that we can all use. And so that is down below. I am looking for volunteers to kind of help me put it in other languages, such as Korean, Farsi, anything else that that would address a need that's out there. So if you happen to be very fluent in any other language aside from English and Spanish and can help me translate those documents into that language proficiently and accurately, that would be much appreciated by me. So thank you for watching so far. And if you have any topics, questions, or ideas for me, I would love to hear about them. And so I can be contacted through Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn, and that's my those are my contact usernames listed. And if you're at a place where you would love to motivate your kids more, I actually teach a course on how to motivate your children at home. And so I have a lot of fun doing it. The parents who have taken it have had a lot of success, and they've been really happy with the results. So if you're interested, I have that link down below as well. And thank you so much for being the type of awesome parent that you are, because only the awesome parents, if I can be honest, are the ones who would take the time to watch a cat video on how to help their kids be successful readers. So you're doing a great job. Keep it up.